Hey, you're watching Arise Entertainment 360. I'm Shannon Lanier.
And I'm Lola Ogunaike. We're here to bring you the newest and hottest stories in American entertainment and culture.
And on today's show, we're dishing out the pros and cons of all the latest and craziest diets.
Plus, bleach therapy. Will it really keep you looking young? I'm terrified. I'm terrified.
Right. Don't worry, I'll be here to hold your hand.
Yeah, I know, but I'm so terrified, but I'm going to try it anyway because that's what we do here on Arise Entertainment 360. We go there for you, the audience.
Well, will you go there to also drink a big sugary drink? Because that's what we're going to be talking about. You know, New York City's mayor is fighting this big ban to keep those drinks away. Well, we're going to tackle that controversy and suggest some yummy alternatives.
But before all that, have you ever been hacked, Shannon?
You know, I have. They send those spam, you got to try this, web links, and then people click on them, and it's all downhill from there.
Okay. Well, a number of celebrities have been hacked lately. There's a hacker on the loose, and he's targeting A-list celebrities and political figures. According to TMZ, the anonymous troublemaker has posted detailed financial information to the website. Now, TMZ is choosing not to divulge the information of the website to protect the victims. But it is quite the list.
Right, the list includes victims like Jay-Z, Beyonce, Hillary Clinton, Mel Gibson even, right? Kim Kardashian, who else is on that list?
Joe Biden, Paris Hilton, Attorney General Eric Holder, and the head of the LAPD. In addition to financial info, the hacker has posted some of the celebs' credit card info, social security numbers, mortgage and car loan amounts. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. And the LAPD and the FBI, thank goodness, are looking into the matter. You know, we'll keep you posted as the story unfolds.
Talk about a violation of privacy.
Absolutely.
And
I just don't understand. And these hackers, they seem to be working overtime lately. Another one hacked into Colin Powell's Facebook page, and he posted the most inflammatory messages. One of them read, "You will burn in hell, Bush, and kill the Illuminati." That's
deep. Now, Secretary Powell did issue an apology to his followers saying, "I'm sorry that you have to see all these stupid, obscene posts that are popping up." But
I don't get why these guys do this.
What are they getting out of it? That's what I want to know. Just a laugh?
I don't know. I mean, it's one thing if you're Julian Assange and you're behind WikiLeaks, but it's another thing to post Jay-Z's credit card info. I mean, I just don't get it. What's the fun in doing that?
It's easy enough to go through identity theft these days. They don't need any extra help getting their information stolen.
Well, identity theft just needs to be a hit movie with Melissa McCarthy, and that's about it, right?
Well, you know, hip-hop mogul Russell Simmons is also speaking out on the web, he's basically taking aim at the National Rifle Association's new campaign, which targets African-American community. The commercial features a black guy in a Yankees baseball cap defending his right to bear arms. Here, we have the video. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
To fight for the protection. They want the government to do it. The same government who at one point hosed us down with water, attacked us with dogs, and wouldn't allow us to eat at their restaurants, and told us we couldn't own guns when bumbling fools with sheets on their heads were riding around burning crosses on our lawns and murdering us. David Gregory wears makeup and has a spray-on tan, and he was able to get his hands on a legal magazine. So how hard do you think it would be for Pookie, Billy, Win, and Jesus to get their hands on one if they wanted to? What kind of backward society do we live in where we glorify the sociopath and then demonize the good people who want adequate means of protecting themselves from said sociopath? It's not a gun problem. It's not even a violence problem. It's a culture problem. It's a poverty problem. It's a history problem. The only person responsible for your safety is you. Cops can't always be there. Obama definitely can't be there. This isn't a black or white, Democrat or Republican issue. This is common sense. This is self-preservation. It's about natural rights. I don't want a Glock when they have an AK. I want an AK. I wish I had less bullets, said no one ever who's been in a gunfight. Guy telling me to get rid of my guns when I need them the most isn't my friend, isn't looking out for my best interest, and doesn't speak for me or the community that I'm part of.
Well, I mean, that was a good kicker. But, I mean, why do you have to go after David Gregory and his spray tan?
He wants his guns. I like the part when he's like, you know, whoever said, I don't need more bullets.
I know, in a gunfight. That's true. Chris Rock has a funny joke about that. It's like, you don't make people, if you make bullets more expensive than guns, then people wouldn't waste bullets. Because like, that bullet costs $5,000.
Right. I'm shooting with precise aim.
Exactly. Anyway, on a more serious note, Simmons published a rebuttal on his website. That's Russell Simmons, by the way. And his website is globalgrind.com, and he didn't mince words at all. In the column, he writes, this is a long one, so flow with me here, people. He writes, our community is not interested in corporate-sponsored gun group telling us what to do. He goes on to say, until they show a real interest in solving the violence problem in our community, they can keep their Yankee hat-wearing spokesmen and their African-American campaigns for themselves. He also adds, in the other words of another internet star, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's my jam, by the way.
Really?
So, yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
Sweet Brown.
Ain't nobody got time for that right now. But listen, so this story will this story will not end until both parties decide to back down. I think we should have Russell Simmons on our show. What do you think, Shannon?
Oh yeah, well he's definitely fired up. So we should, come on, Russ, if you're watching, we'd love to have you sit down with us. Tell us what you really think.
And I think the guy with the Yankee cap should come on too. Just as long as he doesn't bring any guns, we're good.
Keep the guns at home.
Keep the guns at home.
We have a lot of fun here on the set.
Oh, Shannon, I like this story, and I
Okay.
think you'll like this one too. So you're a pretty good-looking guy, right?
Well, thank you. I try to keep it suave for you.
Well, good news for you. A new study claims that handsome men can make as much as 22% more than their average-looking coworkers for the same job.
I hope our bosses are looking.
And a study conducted by Australian economists, the power can be seen as far down as the job ladder as the assembly line. So,
Wow, so basically you're saying that if there's a hot plumber and an ugly plumber, the hot plumber can get paid more even though the other one has all this back crack hanging out the back?
yeah, 22% more. Yeah, they should deduct for the back crack. But you know what's interesting though? There's a bit of a double standard here because the same beauty premium doesn't apply to women. So if, according to the doctor who conducted this study, if you're an attractive woman, good looks and intelligence are still seen as incompatible. So good-looking woman is regarded as someone who can't be that productive. Now you know.
Yeah, I know you don't like that.
I beg to differ.
Because, you know, the funny part about it is that, you know, a man who's more pretty, as they say, it probably doesn't have to work as hard, but a female who is pretty probably has to work even harder to prove herself that she can be effective in a job. So I think it's ironic and a double standard.
I think you're right. I agree with you, and I think that pretty women can get things done. Thank you.
Watch out now.
Now let's talk about the Cannes Film Festival.
Yes, it's coming up this spring, right?
It is, and it's the world's most important film event of the year, and it's held every spring. The festival draws a who's who in fashion, everyone from Hollywood to the French Riviera, and they showcase the best in films in the world. And this year, the adaptation of F. Scott Fitzgerald's book, The Great Gatsby, is slated to open there. Finally,
Oh, yes,
I mean, this movie has been in the works forever.
Right. And it's pretty exciting because it's starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Tobey Maguire, and Carey Mulligan, right? Mulligan, yeah. And basically, it features a soundtrack from Jay-Z, so you know that's going to be hot.
Really?
It's going to be a pretty impressive movie, and I think a lot of people are looking forward to it. And also, Baz Luhrmann, who's also made Leonardo's Romeo and Juliet. He was in that, Moulin Rouge. And he said it's a great honor to be part of the Cannes Festival. And I think that I would like to go. I think we should have a show there.
I can't wait to see this film. I love the original Great Gatsby. I mean, Robert Redford in that film is, he is everything.
Well, we have the trailer.
Oh, let's take a look. Yes.
God's truth about myself. I am the son of some very wealthy people. Sadly, they're all dead now. I lived in all the capitals of Europe, collecting jewels, hunting big game, painting a little. Then came the war, old sport. Every allied government gave me a decoration.
Major J. Gatsby for valor extraordinary.
That's right.
Could it all be true? Gatsby. He had an extraordinary sense of hope, but I had the uneasy feeling that he was guarding secrets.
Gatsby. I'd like to know who he is and what he does.
Gatsby? What Gatsby?
My boss.
Mr. Carraway, this is my good friend, Mr. Maya Wolfshop.
I understand you're looking for a business connection.
Happens to be confidential. You understand?
I'm certainly glad to see you again.
I think about you day and night. It's only right.
I'm certainly glad to see you as well.
So happy together.
I wish we could just run away.
I've just heard the most shocking thing.
You and me.
It all makes sense.
You can't repeat the past.
Can't repeat the past.
Why, of course you can.
Wow, that looks pretty good, right?
It looks like it might be good. The festival opens on May 15th, and the head of the grand jury this year is none other than Steven Spielberg.
So you know it's going to be good. All right, so switching gears, you know Frank Ocean is in the headlines again, but this time it's not for fighting with Chris Brown.
Well, that's good news. The 25-year-old singer is being sued by music producer Micah Atano for a breach of contract and copyright infringement for the hit song Lost, which is on his Grammy-winning album Channel Orange. Now, break this down for me because I was a little confused by this story, Shannon. What's going on here?
So,
who's Micah? Why is he mad at Frank Ocean?
Okay, so basically, the producer suing Ocean says that he created the song with another producer, Melee, but Melee sold the song to Ocean and passed it all off as his own. So the other producer wasn't involved, and that's why he's suing, because he's trying to sue everybody to make sure he gets the credit that he deserves.
So why is Frank Ocean even being sued? Why is he in the mix?
Because he has money. That's pretty much it. He has money because he may not even know about it.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll have to keep following this.
All right.
Okay. Well, when we come back, it's all about health and fitness, and we'll be talking about all the latest celebrity diets.
Can't wait.
Let me tell you who to blame. Blame the boy lying at your feet, his body oozing life through the hole in his stomach where the bullet tore him apart. Blame him for challenging you, for not looking away and for not backing down when you pulled out the gun. Blame your mother for bringing you into this world when she was but a kid herself and for dragging you up, not bringing you up. Blame society for not giving you hope. Blame your father for not being there, the man who looked after himself instead of looking after you. Blame the gun in your hand for making you a target, for making you more likely to be picked on. Blame the dead boy, blame your mother, blame society, blame your father, blame the gun, blame anyone but yourself for not being strong enough to put down the gun, to break the cycle.
Welcome back to Arise Entertainment 360. I'm Lola Ogunaike.
And I'm Shannon Lanier.
Shannon, every week there seems to be another hot and new diet. First it was the Atkins diet, then it was the South Beach diet, then it was the Zone diet, diet. But here to tell us all about the hot new diets is Allie.
Hello,
there,
guys.
Allie.
We got
So,
fun
Allie,
stuff.
I know we do, but Allie, really quickly, let's plug your website. You're behind the blog in allwithallie.com, and it's dedicated to helping people create a life that's meaningful, magical, and fun. But here you're going to help.
like
Today you're going to help us whittle down our waistlines, right?
Yes.
Basically, yeah, there's 3 hot ones. 2 are like legitimately hot off the press. The books just got released. And then the third one we're going to talk about is the tried and true. It's been around for 30 plus years, and it's one that we all are familiar with.
Okay, so the first one is my favorite one, and that's called the 5-2 diet.
Yes, it's the 5-2 diet, and it's
And how
also
does that work?
Well, it's also known as the feast and fast. So that kind of tells you right there what it's all about.
Okay.
You have 5 days of eating almost what you want within reason. Don't go too crazy. And then 2 days of fasting, but not fasting to the point where you're not eating. We're talking women, 500 calories or under, and men, 600 calories or under per day. So that's not a lot of food. That's an apple, a mango,
That's it?
and a little baby salad.
So what about on the 500 day? The 5
the
days, how many?
500 calorie days, so that's all
That's
you
2.
can eat.
Yeah, that's.
On the other days, you can eat what you said something for women about 1,800 calories.
Yeah, you want to stay around 1,800, 2,000 at the most. I mean, those are the days where you can have your glass of wine, you can enjoy yourself and treat yourself, but you're not going to go crazy. And
So you can't have pizza and ice cream and a Big Mac and a steak. No.
But the thing I think that's really good about this one is on the fasting days, you're going to want to eat foods that help you feel full for a long time. And those foods are healthy foods. Those are leafy greens. Those are vegetables. Those are lean proteins like fish. So obviously, I'm hoping that that habit will carry over to your feast days. So you're feasting on healthy foods too.
Wow.
Nice, that's great. Okay, now
And
take
the-
us to the next
Yes, I'm
diet,
excited
the
about this
Aztec
one.
diet. Now,
I get
the
to taste
5-2
something,
is
right?
my favorite, and the Aztec
Aztec
is your
is-
favorite.
This one, I'm so obsessed. It's based around an ancient superfood. Oh my gosh, the Aztec warriors, they ingested these magical, miracle, tiny, teeny little seeds called chia seeds. And the Aztec diet, there's a book by the same name. It was written by a doctor and just came out recently. And it's all around ingesting these all day long. Now on my...
The chia, these are like the chia pet seeds,
It's
right?
legitimately, if you had a chia pet, these were the seeds that you put on the chia head. But we didn't know. We didn't know how magical and wonderful they were.
So we could have been eating our chia pet and been thin.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, how much of this should people eat? Like, how much do you recommend?
Well, on the Aztec diet, you basically, there's 3 phases. The first phase and the main phase, you drink a ton of smoothies all day long, filled,
nice.
jam-packed with these ground and regular. On my blog, I have my favorite recipes because I drink these every day. I had one this morning. The thing that I want to let people know that just adds to this, you know, besides the point that they're teeny and tiny and they're filled with omega-3s, fiber, calcium, magnesium, it's amazing. But when you put them in water, they become almost like gummy chias.
Oh, they're gelatinous.
They're gelatinous, yeah, if
Okay.
you want to feel. They're pretty cool. And that's going to help us feel full for a really long time.
So they sort of swell in your abdomen and take up space so nothing else can fit in there.
That's
how they work.
Exactly. So they help you lose weight, they give you energy, and they are jam-packed full of nutrients. So that's why I am in love with chia seeds.
Now, can you also just pour these on your salad or eat them like this?
Yeah, you
Or should I
can.
just eat them like this?
Well, be careful if your mouth is dry. I don't want
it's
seeds to
gonna
get
take-
stuck in your throat.
Okay, so I'll just take a few then.
But
Okay.
You may have, you better watch out. They better not get stuck in your teeth.
No.
I am certified, but
Okay. Oh, they're actually good.
yeah.
So, Allie, really quickly, the Aztec diet, what else, what sorts of things were they also, these Aztec, our forefathers were eating? Because
just really healthy grains. You know,
Okay.
the quinoa is another really
right.
important one.
That's another superfood that's really popular now.
Exactly, and that is in the latter phases of the Aztec diet. You do start to incorporate these additional grains, but it's mainly based on this. And then, of course, fish, the lean proteins. It's just how we should be eating. The Aztec warriors, I mean, if it's good enough for them, I think that we should take note and start eating more like them.
Exactly.
I mean, really.
You had Big Macs back then, huh?
No.
Okay, so this is one that all 3 of us at this table have
I've
done,
tried it.
and I feel like every major celebrity, whether they admit it or not, has done this diet to get in shape for the red carpet.
No, absolutely. I mean, when you hear Master Cleanse, you know pretty much what it is, but it is important because it's a strict regimen, and it's a very simple but strict recipe. You can't, I mean, you have to follow follow it. It's organic lemon juice, freshly squeezed, and organic cayenne pepper, and pure filtered water. I mean, and the most important thing, it's grade B maple syrup. You can't just go get the kind of maple syrup that you spread on your pancakes.
What do you mean, no Aunt Jemima? That's not working?
No, we're not talking about that. We're talking grade B. Go to your health food store.
Okay.
And on this Master Cleanse, that's all you eat, right?
That's
or don't you drink, I guess?
Yeah, there's no eating involved. Wow. I know when I did it, I didn't even chew a piece of gum. I didn't have a piece of candy. I don't know how you guys fared.
Well,
no, I didn't do it for the whole time because it's supposed to be like 10 to 14 days.
Exactly.
Right?
It's a long time.
I think I did it for maybe 5, and then I was like, okay, I need a hamburger.
Yeah.
I wrote about it for the New York Times when I was a reporter there, and I lasted for 4 days. I started sneaking sunflower seeds after the 3rd day, so I didn't even last at all.
It's tough. You gotta hold yourself accountable, and you have to be really disciplined. This one's probably the most extreme, and I should say,
missed food. I just missed chewing, and then you don't realize that every single commercial on television is about food. And pizza, donuts.
You smell your coworkers' foods, and you're like, oh my gosh.
I just wanted to chew.
Well, you know, one important thing about this diet is I think people forget, you know, with the whole chewing thing, you have to start weaning off the chewing foods before you start it and after, right?
Yeah, this one is really strict, and these are all going to be jolts to your system, so be smart. Talk to your doctor. If you have health issues, you should maybe not go on any of these because they're all going to be jolts to your system. But with the Master Cleanse, yes, you prep your body by eating healthy. For 10 days, you drink only the concoction and only water, and then you have to be smart coming off of it because your stomach has not digested a bite of food for 10 days.
It's shrunk. But you know the thing about the Master Cleanse and why people keep going back to it? I think it's because it's probably one of the most effective diets out there. Beyonce used it to get in shape for Dreamgirl. She dropped 20 pounds in less than a month. Gwyneth Paltrow's done it. Naomi Campbell does it all the time. So it works.
It is, and that's why it's the one that always resurfaces. That's why we're talking about it today. It's been around for over 30 years. It's not going to go anywhere. The Master Cleanse is always going to be here for
It's a classic. It's like the Chanel bags of diets.
It's the quintessential, yes.
But is it my question is it really safe though? Because you know you're not eating anything. It's very limited. Is it really safe for your body?
That's the whole point, and that's why these are all pretty much controversial. But this one's probably the most because you have two schools of thought. You have some that are all for it and they do it on a regular basis. We know the Beverly Hills housewives. One of them is growing her own lemon trees in her backyard because she's so obsessed with this and she does it so often. But then you have the other people that are very concerned about that. Are you getting enough nutrients? Are you getting enough vitamins? Is this really good for your body? So it's one of those you have to be smart about. Try it for yourself. See if you like it. I'm not a huge fan. I did it once. Will probably never do it again. But the other two I love.
I'm definitely not doing it again. But you know the thing that my trainer always tells me, you can't outrun a bad diet.
No.
So you've got to eat well, but you have to exercise. I discovered this hot new exercise guru the other day, I have to tell you. Yeah, he's really, really good, and I've been following him for the past few days, and I feel like I've dropped a few pounds. I think we should take a look at him in action, and you guys tell me what you think.
Sounds good.
Okay.
One of the great things about the workout is that we're doing all these sports moves that I had never done before. So it wasn't the same old thing that you're used to doing in every other workout. There were new moves, new creative stuff. I'm like, where did he come up with this stuff? This is crazy, but it works. I lost 5 inches off my waist, and I lost a total 27 pounds. I just wanted to be cut, lean, and look like an athlete, and I think I achieved that on the side.
Well, Shannon, you know exactly what I'm going to ask you to do right about now. Can you please disrobe and let's see how many of those abs you still have left?
See, what had happened was,
fill us in here.
See, I need the cheese diet right about now. I have about 4 of them left. Yeah, that's about it. And then they get a little 6.
Okay, that's 5.5.
Yeah,
okay, you're almost there. You're almost there.
I'm gonna get in shape, and then when we come back, maybe we'll do a workout segment sometime in the future, and then I'll totally take off the shirt and everything.
You're not there yet, though.
No, I'm not there yet. I have to start doing more. I'm getting there. I'm on a mission.
You look good though, Shannon. I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
I'm
You're hiding a lot underneath that suit, aren't you?
This is so embarrassing. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna, Allie, you're gonna stick around, but really quickly, I want to ask you about this Kim Kardashian blood facial because I'm about to have something done to my blood, and I want to know that I'm gonna be okay. So explain the blood facial first, then we'll talk about the leeches.
First of all, let me tell you, you're going to be fine. You're in amazing hands.
Okay.
I've done it. I'm still alive and kicking, and I feel radiant. You'll be the same.
Well, you look good.
Well, thanks. But yeah, yesterday it was the hot story. It was one of the biggest celebrity stories is Kim Kardashian.
What is this?
A picture with her face covered in blood, and it's another type of blood facial. It's different than what you're going to be talking about, but nonetheless, these are all extreme trends that we go to look and feel our best.
But explain this, because this was actually her blood that they took out of her arm and then put it on her face. Right?
Yeah, I've never tried this one, but yeah, they cover her face with her own blood, and supposedly it plumps it up and gets it alive and rejuvenated. And I mean, I don't think any of us can say that she doesn't look amazing. So if she's been doing this, I guess it's working.
I don't know if I would go to those extremes, though. It's kind of gross still.
Well, she's about to go to an extreme in a second.
I am.
She's just playing with little creatures. That's all.
Well, it's easy for you to say.
I know, right?
I know, exactly, Shannon, with your 5.5 abs. Well, as long as Kanye's happy, that's really all that matters, right?
So.
Exactly.
Oh, well. Well,
ooh, that's a gruesome sight.
I'm just looking at it. Well, up next, we're going to have a lot of fun with Lola, because she is going to put some leeches on her skin.
I don't even think about it. I don't even think about it. I just want to do it.
But don't worry, you'll come out looking even more beautiful than you already are, if that's possible. I don't know.
Probably not, but I mean.
Well, Allie, you're going to stick around and hold her hand, right?
I got her back.
Okay,
she's going to do it.
Thank you, Allie. You're my sister in the leech struggle, right?
I got you. It's not going to be a struggle at all.
Okay, yes.
All right, we'll be right back.
When my daughter was little, she would often wake up at night and ask for a glass of water. What if it could have killed her? Right now, 780 million people around the world still live without access to safe water. Nearly half the world's population lacks access to decent sanitation, such as a toilet. It's not right. Join me and UNICEF, and let's do something about it. Donate now.
Together, we are one big family. Joined forever, like the branches of a tree.
Copy and paste. There's a lot of hidden dangers out there in cyberspace. Never put your personal information online unless you ask your parents and they say that it's fine. Before you log on, don't be hasty. Please be smart with online safety. Stop and think before your connection. Use these steps for your protection. Online safety.
Stop.
Let me tell you who to blame. Blame the boy lying at your feet, his body oozing life through the hole in his stomach where the bullet tore him apart. Blame him for challenging you, for not looking away and for not backing down when you pulled out the gun. Blame your mother for bringing you into this world when she was but a kid herself and for dragging you up, not bringing you up. Blame society for not giving you hope. Blame your father for not being there, the man who looked after himself instead of looking after you. Blame the gun in your hand for making you a target, for making you more likely to be picked on. Blame the dead boy, blame your mother, blame society, blame your father, blame the gun, blame anyone but yourself for not being strong enough to put down the gun, to break the cycle.
Welcome back to Arise Entertainment 360. I'm Lola Ogunike.
And I'm Shannon Lanier over here on the sides.
So joining us today is Andrew Pluchinski, a certified leech therapist. Andrew, I'm really worried about this segment, but you said I'm going to be okay.
You'll be okay.
So first, let me vet you, because I need to know if you're the man to do this.
Right.
Okay, what exactly is a leech therapist, and how long have you been doing this, and am I going to be okay?
Well, to start, you will be okay, very much okay. In fact, better than now.
Okay.
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 Leech therapy is probably the oldest therapy. Herbs and leeches are known to humans probably from the beginning of mankind, and they were always in mainstream medicine. After 1945, when development of modern today's medicine pushed away really the natural remedies like leeches and herbs, but really it is in medicine since the beginning. Most European countries are using leeches all the time. Only in Germany you have over 750 therapy offices.
Okay.
And you claim that as long as nothing is broken, fractured, or torn, that leeches are the answer to fixing that problem.
98%, yes.
Interesting.
Celebrities like Demi Moore have used
Botox, actually, it's a very toxic poison.
Because you're inserting botulism in your face.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
That's what it is. You are polarizing your muscles. Leech works the other way around. Leech cleans anything that doesn't belong to your body inside. Leech also dissolves any impurities and moves away. Leech will reactivate your lymphatic system. Leech will reactivate your blood circulation. And also leech, when leech large itself, it secretes its own saliva, so to speak, into the body. That liquid contains about 140, 200, some depends on which country we're talking about. Claims are different, but about 100 and some very active and potent chemicals, which each of them works really in a beneficial way for body.
Wow. So walk me through what exactly is going to happen to me, because I see these things floating in this jar, and I'm freaking out!
They're like swimming.
It's going to attach to my hand, it's going to suck out my blood, and it's going to spit its saliva in me?
Yeah, well, they will attach themselves, that's true.
Okay.
They will cut through the skin, that's true.
Okay.
And they will first push in their saliva.
Their saliva.
And after that, they will start sucking up.
Get me! There it goes. It's gonna fall.
They will start sucking up your lymphatic
Okay,
liquid.
slow down.
Okay, let me. Okay.
Let's put him back in his tank.
In the tank?
Yeah, let's let him swim a little more.
I'm still trying to get comfortable with this idea, so just let them hang out a little more. So
why don't we put one here so we can?
Oh, he can crawl around.
No, I don't really want.
They are intimidating, I will say.
They are not. They are so pretty.
And they also put in a painkiller. So be aware. At first, you're going to feel some stinging. You will definitely feel something.
Okay.
Be aware of that. But then after a few minutes, you're going to be okay. And I went from total fear to total reverence. Now when I see them, I'm like, there's my friends. So you're going to be able to be fine.
Those are my buddies.
They are.
Now, Allie, I know that you had 4 put on your stomach, right above your liver, and they hung out with you for about an hour.
Exactly.
And then you had to wear a maxi pad on your stomach afterwards?
Yes.
Tell us that story.
Yes, Andrew provided me with a super ultra thick maxi to rock for 3 full days, because I mean it's like a deep puncture wound. I mean they really secrete deeply. This was something I didn't know before I went in to have the procedure done, but I still went through with it. And yeah, I mean, so you're going to be oozing from the location for a few days, so you're going to have to wear a little something.
A little something.
Yeah.
A Band-Aid. I'm not going to have to walk around with like a super Kotex on my hand.
No, not like me, but it's all worth it.
Now, Lola mentioned earlier that Demi Moore had them done. I think she had them on her face, right? So are there any other celebrities that this is becoming a craze for?
Well, unfortunately, people are, in a weird way, they are kind of ashamed, or they want to keep it under the carpet. It's not a publicly known phenomena. Demi Seymour was brave enough and smart enough to say loud that she did it, and I wish her the best. She looks fantastic.
Well, everybody's going to know about Lola when she gets it done
You will be
on TV,
on TV,
international.
Okay, I think we've done enough talking.
Are you ready?
I think it's time to do it.
Okay.
Let you grab out one of your little friends.
Time for the action.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm feeling a little nauseous.
Just
Now,
breathe.
not to scare you
Breathe
anymore,
slowly.
but I hear they have 360 little teeth.
Yes, about that
Wow.
much. Anywhere from 270 to 360. And
Why would you tell me that right now?
Just so you know what's going to be sucking on you.
Oh, thank you.
Biting you, really.
Oh my
Okay.
God!
Do this.
You can do it. Be strong.
If you will scare them, they won't bite.
Just, unite with them.
Yeah.
Unite
Just
and breathe.
How can you even tell which part is the head and which part is the tail? It's a
Well,
little worm.
you can. They have the one that is looking and searching. That's the
Do you
face.
feel it? Are they biting in yet?
Not yet.
It's not attaching.
Don't be scared, Lola.
I think you have lots of cosmetics on your skin.
I don't have any. You wiped me down already.
Yeah, sometimes it's not enough.
Isn't it true
Let
that they
me
can
quickly
sense when
wipe.
people are afraid and they
Yes.
may not bite because of that?
Exactly.
So you have to
Oh my
calm
God,
down.
I've been rejected by a leash.
A new law.
That is so
Rejected by
embarrassing.
Let's find a
Oh
fat,
my
hungry
God.
leech.
That's worse than being dissed at the school dance in 8th grade.
No, come
I've
on.
been rejected by a leash.
By
There's got to be a big greedy leech in here. This one right here, he looks fat and hungry.
How
He has
low-
a lot more teeth. Let's
How
try
low
him.
can you go? Rejected
Right,
by
I
leech, huh?
It might also
What,
be,
am I not hot enough for you, leech?
Well,
it might be feeling your fear, so just,
Relax.
Yeah, just,
they do fear. They do sense the fear. Yes, that's true.
Okay.
So just
So,
embrace
talk to them-
embrace
talk to
the
them nicely.
power.
Yeah. Say, come on, baby. Bite me. Say, bite me, baby.
Say, it's okay. I had to talk to mine.
Why don't we put on some romantic
friends,
nude
I know.
music?
Yeah.
Some Barry White.
That would be useful.
Dim the lights. He doesn't want me.
Aw. He just got to get used to you.
It's all right.
He doesn't
Okay,
bite on the
little
first
leech.
date. Do you feel anything yet?
No, not yet.
You're just roaming around trying to find a good spot.
Let me use some alcohol because you definitely have some residues of
Oh, yeah, let's just get a bunch of
Did
them
you
and put
put
them
some
up and down her
floral
arm.
Yeah,
body
that's
lotion on your
doable.
hands?
Well,
this morning?
I put on lotion earlier today, but
and
I,
that's what sits inside of your skin.
oh, it's in my skin.
In your skin, and
But
the
if
leech
the leech
has
doesn't want that.
very sensitive sense of.
What? I know. Just put
That's
the whole
very-
jar on it.
that's
Come on.
very expensive lotion,
dump the
Mr.
whole
Leach.
jar on her arm.
Excuse me.
One will eat.
I went to Saks for that lotion. How
Okay.
dare you?
Gotta pick another?
Yeah, let me just
Okay, you
get
don't wanna
the alcohol
kill that.
out
This
of.
hand.
Oh my gosh.
This is also with lotion, right?
Yes, this
No
is
chance.
No chance. Okay. There's this one right here is greedy. He's sucking the side of the jar.
You're feeling good about that
He should
one?
eat right there.
Okay, let's try.
You grab that one. Now, while you're doing this, what are some of the common ailments that they are used to cure? I know varicose veins.
Quite a few of them, actually. The most common migraines, vertigo,
vertigo.
tinnitus, varicose veins, prostate, women who cannot conceive, women who have painful periods, who do not have periods. Infections. I know I mentioned that my daughter had a leech right on her
Yes,
gum.
that's such a good story. So your daughter was having a root canal, and you put a leech on her gum to suck out the impurities.
Well, not suck out. The leech, whatever the leech secretes inside, that would kill the infection, and the root canal, in fact, was not necessary, because root canal is necessary when you have infection inside.
Has
So-
it started to bite? It looks like your facial expressions have changed.
Not
I'm
yet.
just listening. But it's interesting because you, many years ago, weren't a believer in this as well, but then you had a knee injury, correct?
Well, not that I was not a believer, I didn't know.
Okay.
And one day in 1990, I had a ski accident, and I have few doctor's friends, and I went there, and all they could offer was surgery. I said, well, we have time for that. And I knew this man who used to work with leeches, and I went there, and he says, well, we need leeches. I said, no, what, leeches? Are you crazy? Wow. But when the knee hurts, then you have to make a decision. And since then, since 1990, I used leeches, and I'm still skiing.
Wow. Well, what do you say to some of the skeptics that say this is hogwash, it doesn't work, leeches, they're just hanging out, biting you, they're not really putting anything in your body?
Well, the easiest thing is to read. There is lots of materials that you can educate yourself, and also the fact that leeches are in a medicine for all those thousands of years, and since 2004 FDA approved them back again to medicine, and they are used by many hospitals. In fact, in New York we have Beth Israel Hospital that is using leeches on your knee, on arthritis and other stuff, and doctors are using.
Now,
I feel it latching on.
Finally.
I feel it. Oh.
Yeah, you
What does it feel like? Explain it.
It feels like a prick.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Oh, look
Oh
at
my
that.
God, it's doing it.
Now this point, I mean, you have no problems with health.
Ooh, I feel
but
it now.
we are using this point because this
Ooh,
point
I feel
is
it.
used in acupuncture and other natural methods, modalities to enhance health of the whole body. So this is a point that will bring more energy, more like happiness in life. So.
Wait, so you're saying, because I asked you to put it up here initially, and you said it wouldn't work there. So you said it's over here in this area for what?
I want you to have some kind of results as of this. You have no problems with your arm, so it will be pointless to do this. In here, since the point is used commonly for enhancing good feelings and strength of the energy, tomorrow or the day after tomorrow you will feel kind of stronger.
Well, look at it. It's
tomorrow
getting
I
fatter.
should feel stronger, more invigorated,
Yes.
more alive.
Yes.
Will I look younger? Will I look like Naomi Campbell? Or
For that, we need to do a little bit more than the one.
Dr. Pluchinski,
dang.
man!
First he
I
puts a
get rejected
leech.
by a leech, and then I get dissed by the good Dr. Pluchinski.
That
Andrew,
is
come
funny.
on, man.
Well, once you will get friendly
It's
with
not
them, they
my
will
day.
like you.
Well, it looks like he's
It's
already
growing,
filling
look.
up. Look.
Not
It's
yet.
growing.
At this point, if you will put magnifying glass next to the mouthpiece, you will see like a pumping. Because right now, the leech is really pumping the stuff inside.
Oh, it's putting it inside still.
Yeah.
So how large will the leech get after it's, done its work and
It
pumped for an
depends
hour?
really from what part of the body. It can get very large. It could get like comparing to this, like double the length and triple the circumference, the size.
Wow. Now this dates all the way back to the Egyptians. Do you think this will be, considered a more common use of medicine?
When, then or now?
Now. You think
Now.
it'll grow more? It's going to get more popular, Ali?
It is getting more popular by the day. I have people calling from London, where they can find hydrotherapists in London.
getting bigger.
I have people calling from all over the United States. People just realize that even though the modern medicine makes sense and helps in most cases or some cases, this is still original long-term time-proven method that never killed anyone so far, and there are no...
So far?
Yeah, no, so far.
It's never killed
Lola will be the
anyone
first
so
one.
far.
About 20
The
million
way my
years.
luck is going today.
Stop it. Now, speaking of killing, what happens to the leech after it's done sucking her blood?
Unfortunately, 70% alcohol doesn't keep this animal alive for a
So
long
you dip
time.
them in alcohol?
I have to, yeah.
But she's already gotten so
Wait,
attached
why
to
do
it.
you have to kill? Why do you have to kill my
That's-
leech?
that's
He's the
the-
new man, Larry. Why do you have to kill Larry?
That's the FDA law.
Because they are medical devices, right?
We're
Yes.
so attached.
Well-
oh, get it?
well,
We're so attached. No.
Realistically, you are attached, or it's attached. Larry is attached to you.
Larry.
Finally attached to me.
But how are
Larry.
you feeling right now? Because I know
I'm okay. I'm just trying to talk a lot, so we don't have to
but
really
in
concern
pain.
ourselves with it. But it's
But
it
is it still
doesn't hurt,
painful?
really.
No.
But it's like a little wincing. It's almost like a little pinch.
Because it is pinch.
It is
the,
pinching.
the size of the wound is tiny bigger than the mosquito bite.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Ugh. So
Oh, wow.
so Larry's gonna.
Larry has to die.
Larry has to die.
You watch him die?
If not the FDA, it wouldn't have to be that way, but we don't want to go against, so...
Okay,
That
well,
is the sad thing.
I guess we won't watch
So it's
Larry
like
die, so
Larry
nobody at
gets
home
the
cries.
This is Larry's last
Last
meal.
meal.
It's like Thanksgiving dinner. That's
And
it.
you've starved him for how long for this moment?
About 4 months, 6 months.
6 months and then you die.
They,
Eat and die.
they are really fed twice at the beginning of their
Bye-bye,
lives.
Larry.
Then,
All right.
then they go
Well-
for a few months. And
All right.
Bye-bye,
Well,
Larry.
well,
It
as
was good
Lola
while it
bonds with
lasted.
Larry and says goodbye, thank you so
Larry.
much, Andrew, for coming on the
you
show.
very
We
much.
appreciate it. And we're going to keep an eye on Lola during the break and kind of see what happens and see what's going to happen with with this leech here. Okay, and when we return, we'll be talking a little bit about all those drinks and sodas that are trying to be banned from New York City. So stay with us here on Arise Entertainment 360.
Two-thirds of the earth is water. Can you swim?
Let me tell you who to blame. Blame the boy lying at your feet, his body oozing life through the hole in his stomach where the bullet tore him apart. Blame him for challenging you, for not looking away and for not backing down when you pulled out the gun. Blame your mother for bringing you into this world when she was but a kid herself and for dragging you up, not bringing you up. Blame society for not giving you hope. Blame your father for not being there, the man who looked after himself instead of looking after you. Blame the gun in your hand for making you a target, for making you more likely to be picked on. Blame the dead boy, blame your mother, blame society, blame your father, blame the gun, blame anyone but yourself for not being strong enough to put down the gun, to break the cycle.
Welcome back to Arise Entertainment 360. I'm Shannon Lanier.
And I'm a very bandaged Lola Ogunnaike.
Aww.
I survived, though.
You did a great job.
Thank
Very
you so
impressed.
much. I've got a giant maxi pad on my hand, but that's, you know, that's what you got to do. I do it for the fans. I do it for our viewers.
Well, there's also being something done for our viewers. If you're watching, especially if you live in New York, Mayor Michael Bloomberg plans to impose a citywide ban on large sugary drinks here in New York City. And actually, it was halted yesterday by a Manhattan Supreme Court judge who's basically said he vowed that the plan was just calling it arbitrary. And so he put a ban on it. They're not happening.
So they want to ban soda, but not leeches.
Exactly.
Not blood-sucking insects.
They're approved, FHA approved. So they're okay. They're cool.
These are supposed to make you thin, but the sugary drinks, according to Bloomberg, make you fat. So that's why he wants to ban them. Here to comment on the business and the legal story behind this story is Andrew Schmertz, our legal eagle and our money honey.
Money honey. Adding to my responsibilities.
You grow and grow.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here. Okay. So tell us about this and what's happening.
Okay, so as you know, Mayor Bloomberg and his health commissioner tried to impose a ban on sodas of more than 16 ounces. And that ban was supposed to go into effect this week. But a judge basically said no to the nanny mayor yesterday by saying that this ruling, he didn't just halt the ruling, he actually struck down the rule. And there was two key elements that he said here from a legal standpoint. First, he said that it was capricious and arbitrary, which is basically legal terms for I don't like it and I can use those words to strike it down.
Right.
The second is he says that because this wasn't passed by the city council, that the mayor overstepped, separation of powers, that the executive branch just can't dictate laws. So the ban right now is off the tables until the mayor tries to appeal and figure out what's next.
And he has said he will definitely fight this, right?
He said he's going to appeal, but what's the likelihood of him being successful? And do you think he should have even proposed this in the first place?
There is some controversy among legal experts as to whether he had the authority to do this, so there could be a court that will overturn the lower court's decision and put the ban back in place. This mayor does not back down. We know that.
He likes a good fight.
And he is, the health police out there, and he intends to fight this all the way because he says, thousands of people are getting fat. and that it leads to all sorts of health problems like diabetes. And you know, you have to balance the health issues over what some call the regulatory police state that we're creating here. You know, who should tell you how much soda you should drink? Who should tell you what kind of food you could eat? But he's been successful in other battles. And I understand that we have...
successful with the smoking ban and the trans fat ban.
That's right. In 2 different cases there, in the trans fat ban, that was passed by the city council. And on the smoking ban, that really affected everybody. So at least this judge thought that the mayor overstepped his bounds.
Well, he had something to say about it this time, so let's hear what the mayor says.
We were very confident this morning. We think the judge is totally in error in the way he interpreted the law, and we're very confident that we will win on appeal. 70,000 people will die of obesity in America this year. 5,000 people in New York City will die of obesity. Now, the best science tells us that sugary drinks are a leading cause of obesity. Some people say, just talk about the problem, raise awareness, and hope that results in change. But it's not enough to talk, and it's not enough to hope.
Now, Andrew, had this gone through, what would it have meant? Excuse me, the leeches. What would it have meant for? I know, touch my head, my tongue, the whole thing. But what would it have meant for local merchants? I mean, on the one hand, if you're a family of 4 and you're going to a restaurant, you try to buy a pitcher so it's more economical, but so it would have been a good thing for restaurants if they were forced to buy a drink for each, individual glasses, exactly.
Well, the merchants and the Beverage Association all oppose this, saying that it would lead to a loss of business. You know, interesting, and the mayor's right about this, that was the same argument the restaurants and bars said when you couldn't, smoke anymore, and their business actually went up because people ended up staying longer because of the smoke. Smoking is a much bigger issue, a much different issue here, though, and so merchants are probably very happy right now.
Well, how have people in New York responded? Do they
nobody.
want it?
It seemed like nobody liked this. No one really wanted. We're New Yorkers, all right. We're tired of being told what to do or not to do.
Anybody telling us what to do.
The mayor wants to stop people from walking and texting, for example. In that case, you get hit by a car, you're an idiot. It's your fault. And the mayor is basically most New Yorkers, according to polls, really oppose the mayor on this plan. Smoking, they were for.
He's also trying to implement other things. What are some of the other things he's trying to be a nanny over?
Like we said, texting and walking he's talked about. He's trying to urge people to turn down their volume in their headphones. All are good things, right? We shouldn't walk and text. We shouldn't, blast our music on the subways and damage our hearing.
And the bike lanes, he wants everybody to walk or ride a bike.
Right,
so
that's right.
Exactly.
That's right. All are good things. But the argument is, should the government be telling you what's good or bad?
Well, I personally think that, with smoking, secondary smoke actually does kill, and your decision shouldn't affect me. But if you choose to eat potato chips or you choose to have 10 Snickers bars, how does that affect me?
Because you're paying more money because these people have to get in the healthcare system and have all these issues, and he's saying it's costing the healthcare system a lot of money, which is costing taxpayers more money.
Absolutely. But then we should stop driving cars and skiing because, we break our leg and all of that. So.
Right. And it is the debate that will it even get passed in time for him to still be in office when it does.
That's right. The clock is ticking towards his exit.
All right. Well, thank you, Andrew. That's great information. We'll have to see what happens.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you for being here.
All right. Up next on Arise Entertainment TV, it's going to get a little crazy. So we're going to see what happens next.
All right. See you in 2.
All right, welcome back to Arise Entertainment 360. I'm Shannon Lanier.
And I'm Lola Ogunike.
Now, Lola, you know you should always be careful of where and how you get drunk, right?
I should hope so.
Right. We know some people just drink in random places and you just drink too much.
What type of people are you hanging out with?
Hey, my fraternity brothers, I've seen some of them that just drink in random places. That's why I don't drink at all. But if you do, you should drink in a safe environment where you know everybody's around because you never know who's going to come up and mess with you.
I only drink with chic, responsible women and men.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Okay. Well, some people don't do that and they get drunk in diners like this next story.
Okay. So, Tom Hanks, we love Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
And you know, he's such a character in addition to being an amazing actor. Well, he had a little fun with a guy in North Dakota who got a little too wasted for his own good. The guy apparently was passed out at the bar and Tom Hanks leaned into a photo and photobombed him, which is the most amazing thing to ever happen. I mean, if you're going to be drunk and passed out, have Tom Hanks photobomb you. That's so cool.
And the worst part about this is this guy's phone. So when this guy wakes up, he's going to look at his phone and be like, what? I missed Tom Hanks? What? Wait a minute.
You know, it reminds me of The Hangover. Remember at the end of the movie when they had no idea what had happened the entire night and then they looked back over those pictures and all of a sudden they were like, whoa, the Tiger, Mike Tyson, what happened? This guy lost a tooth? I think this guy's going to have a slight hangover experience. Well, he's definitely going to have a hangover, but he's going to have a hangover movie experience too.
So what was your worst hangover experience?
I don't want to talk about that right now, Shannon.
You have a friend?
My mom is watching right now, and I don't want her to know.
She's never had a hangover, Mom.
My mom's
She's a good
never
girl.
had a hangover. I've never had a hangover.
Yes, but she does shop a lot like someone else we know in the news.
Yes, Sarah Jessica Parker. She used to drink Cosmos all the time on Sex and the City, which is my preferred drink as well, but I drink responsibly. Anyway, she likes her Cosmos, and she also likes her Manolo Blahnik. She was basically a walking billboard from Manolo's. But what she won't be endorsing? Inexpensive shoes. That's not her thing, Shannon.
Well, basically, in an interview, she said with the website Net-a-Porter that she blames mass market shoes for helping her ruin her feet. She says that the bottom of the shoes aren't leather, they are plastic, and she slips a couple times and she twisted her ankle. She said because their feet take it all over the world, they eventually were like, hey, look at here. You need to really, we're tired. Just stop. You don't get cheap shoes on us, okay? That's what her shoes said.
Her shoes said don't put cheap shoes. Her feet said don't put cheap shoes. Okay, I got you.
Feet
okay, all right. So she's also staying away from the sky-high stilettos too. Now, for one thing, I love a good stiletto.
I see.
And these are Jimmy Choo.
Okay.
But I like cheap shoes also. I mean, these are expensive, but I think if a shoe is cute and it's inexpensive and it feels good, then why not?
Okay, so this is a really nice shoe here, Jimmy Choo.
Yes.
But when you say you don't mind inexpensive shoes, how inexpensive would you go?
Well, I saw a really cute pair at Zara yesterday, and they were only $79.
Really?
So if I'm needing a little retail therapy at the end of the day, I'm going to be at Zara. I already put them on hold last night, but I was responsible. $79, that's not bad.
That's reasonable. Okay.
Yeah, that is. That is. And I don't twist my ankle in cheap shoes.
Okay, so do you have any favorite shoes?
Louboutins. Come on, you know I love a good red bottom. What kind of question is that?
Bottom.
Do you know me or do you know me?
Right, I knew the red bottom.
But I like the Jimmy Choos.
Okay, well they look good on you. You rock it every time.
Thank you. So if you want to ever buy me a gift, which I know you probably will by the end of this week, since I'm your new favorite person, a size 40, Saks, 5th floor.
Okay, maybe I'll get you a good book instead.
Good book. Anyway, speaking of books, just in time for Mother's Day, E.L. James, the author of the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy, is releasing a journal called 50 Shades of Grey, Inner Goddess, a journal.
And basically, the journal will have writing tips and excerpts from 50 Shades of Grey novel, which sold 70 million copies worldwide.
Okay, no one is going to E.L. James for writing tips. Have you read 50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah, that's not what they want to know about.
James is doing the new book to help all of her fans who always ask her, how can they get into the writing game too?
Wow, and that is a busy lady because there's also a movie coming out, right?
There is a movie coming out, and there's a lot of speculation on which actors are going to be cast in the 50 Shades of Grey movie. I know who I want to play the lead. But
well, who?
Ryan Gosling.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Okay.
I think he'd be so good.
And I heard some rumors that Miley Cyrus could
No,
play the leading lady.
Miley
I'm just saying there are
Cyrus?
some
No
rumors.
way. No, she wouldn't work.
Okay, well, we'll have to wait and see who is casted in the movie. It's on hold now. There's just a lot of speculation going on, so we'll see.
Oh, CeeLo Green. Let's talk about him.
All right.
You know, he's one of my favorite singers. She's so chunky and adorable, and I love those little arms. So CeeLo's taking over in Las Vegas for the next 2 months. He'll be headlining a show called CeeLo Green is Liberace.
All right now.
He'll be at Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino, and that's where you'll be able to find him. He'll be singing all of his hits.
All right, but there's no word on whether he'll actually sing any of the Liberace classics, but he'll definitely have those hits like you spoke about, Crazy and Forget You. Like this. Uh-oh, watch out now.
Yeah, I've got a second career if this doesn't work out.
But he'll also be there putting the CeeLo spin on songs like legends that have sung Prince, Rod Stewart, and Rolling Stones, so that should be a pretty awesome show.
The thing I love about CeeLo's performances is he always pulls out all the stops.
Oh yeah, he's got to.
He better bring a feather boa. I want him to bring a parakeet, and I want him to bring a tiger as well.
Uh-oh, well you better be careful with those tigers. You know what happened to those in Vegas. We don't want a Siegfried and Roy accident going on. I'm just saying.
Well, they'll have a lot to eat if
we'll have to keep a watch out. Bye everybody. Thanks for watching Arise Entertainment 360.
Thanks everybody.